Good morning, brothers and sisters. It is 8:53 a.m. Central Standard Time on February the 27th, 2022. Hope the Creator's keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please hit that like button for me. Make sure you share this and subscribe, of course, if you're a newbie. Welcome to the fam. Welcome to the awakening. We're going to start off here with Space Weather Prediction Center at NOAA. N-O-A-A, NOAA. See how this is like blue water and these are waves? It's not a bird. This is water, this is the sky, and these are waves like Noah's flood. Noah, yes. Read my mind. You know what I'm talking about. Noah, isn't that interesting? Well, we are over here and we are going to take a look at a couple of things, folks. First thing we're going to take a look at is our KP index. We can see that we are at a 4, which means our solar winds finally arrived from the coronal holes that we were looking at. And that's one of the other things. Coronal holes. What is a coronal hole? But we are at 4. The one thing we don't like to see, though, folks, is we don't like to see it as a 0. Even a 1 is kind of a we'd rather see it at 3. This is letting you know the strength of our geomagnetic shield, so to speak. This has to do with radiation absorption, with how well our shield is doing. And yellow means we're just taking a little bit of a hit. You know, we're not, but our shield is holding. But when it's down here weak like this, that's not a good thing. We don't like to see that. Anyways, let's go back up here. A coronal hole is a place on the sun. We'll actually go right over here. You see this little black spot here? Boop, let's just pull it in here. This is a coronal hole right here. This black dot in the middle of the sun. This is a coronal hole. This is a coronal hole. So is this. So is this. So is this. So is this. You got some really funky shaped ones. They're not really defined and clean cut. They're just kind of funky ones all over the place, right? So we know what a coronal hole is, right? Okay. Coronal hole. And we have coronal mass ejections. What is it? Now, let's see. Follow my cursor. I'm going to cover up that right there. What does that word say? Corona? Corona. The Rona. My Sharona. What is Corona? What does that have to do with? Oh, isn't there like a computer virus named Corona? I don't know. I wonder if radiation poisoning is the same as Corona virus. Yes. Read my mind. Anyways, to come back up here from yesterday when I was doing that one, check this out, folks. So, look here, we're looking at 7 days, right? And when I first did it, I noticed that we had, now this is 3 days. Let me go over here to 1 day. We had this one here last night that I was doing my report on, right? I did it right here. And that was on goes 16 long. And I noticed that it was actually down for exactly 17 minutes before it popped back up. You know, from the time that it shut off to the time that it turned on was actually 17 minutes. I can actually get in closer. But then this one, now if you look at the color chart, this goes 17 long. Okay? And this one happens at 9:08. Well, actually, here, we'll just go like this. We'll just tap on it. Here we go. So, it shuts off right at 5 a.m., right? And then right here, 17 minutes later, now this shows 18, but it goes from 16 to 18, so it doesn't let you see the 17. So 17 minutes later, it popped on, and whoop, and it came back up, right? Well, here's something I found really odd. 9:08 is when it goes off here on goes 17. 9 plus 8 is 17. Oh, what'd it do? Oh, did you see what it's doing? Okay, here we go. Ooh, actually, this is quite nice. We might actually be able to get into it. I actually just discovered something. Haha. From 5 to... Oh, it's not letting me do it. See how it's doing that? See how it's going from... It's going over the 8. It's going over it. It's not letting me get right there in the middle. Oh, those little turd buckets. But yeah, 17. Isn't that funny? So that's the 6 hour. 9:08. 9 and 8 is 17. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Now this one, it's funny because if you look at the number on it. Okay, see these numbers here: the 8, the 9, the 7, the 6. Okay, so if you look at the goes 17 long, where it's the yellow color, right? If you look at the number all the way to the right, it's a 9. You got 3 9s there, right? That corresponds with this here, with this section 9. Okay, that's where that comes from, which lets you know where it is in the flux here. Okay, so it's on 9 1, which is very low, like almost non-existent. So if you look here on this one, goes 17, it's gone. Short and long goes 17 does not even exist. So something is covering up or blocking goes 17. Maybe something was blocking and covering up goes 16, short and long here. Do you see what I'm saying? For the 17 minutes, and then boop, it pops up. And I'll almost guarantee you this one was 17 minutes as well. Well, and actually, this one looks like it's longer. Woo, quite a bit longer, actually. Yeah, right there, 9:08. At 9 and 8 is 17. To get back up to time, that's 34 minutes. But I can't really see where the bottom is to know when they would turn it on. I mean, it literally went down to nothing. I mean, I don't think it goes below 1, except for disappeared. So I don't even know what to say about that. 22, 9:20. So 24 minutes later, it popped back on. That's really interesting. I think something blocked it here and then blocked it here. Let's go take a look at where their location is. Well, according to NOAA, GOES is a geostationary satellite server, which means it stays in one location. In fact, it's at 75.2 degrees west longitude. It's actually giving us its location, right? It tells us about where they're at. GOES 16, yep. It replaces GOES 13. Okay, very nice. So, let's pop on over here to this little bugger. So, apparently, here's GOES 16, right here. Boop! And it is stationary right there, right? There's GOES East, and I guess some people call this GOES West. There's GOES 14. Oh, here's GOES West over here. So, these are stationary satellites, if I'm reading that correctly. That's where it is, and it just stays there. So something passed between the Earth and the satellite. What that was, I don't know, but it's quite interesting nonetheless. But we're getting slightly off topic here. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got hung up on that for a second, but that's all right. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna look at spaceweather.com. There's something I want to show you guys. So we are getting the solar wind, which is pretty much what I was talking about, but check this out. Starlink's over London on Friday. SpaceX launched a new batch of Starlink satellites, replacing the ones lost from the solar storm. That should have never really happened, right? And here's a little close-up of it right here. It's pretty neat. You can actually see the shape and the design of it, right? I think that's pretty cool. And if you want to read that, if you want to read some of this, you can. I'm actually doing this for the watch of this. It's pretty neat. It actually, ooh, that is loud. Sorry about that, folks. Ooh. But you can see it going out there, and you can see them putting things out there. You can watch. There's a guy on the ground, and it's called a train, and he's actually got a scope, I believe. He's got a telescope right here. He's waiting with his telescope and camera, and he actually gets out and he can record it. Watch this. It's pretty neat. Here, I'll boom it up for you. Pretty cool, huh? And as I was watching this, I started thinking, look at all those little buggers there. I started thinking Starlink. Well, guess what? I came over here to Starlink map to see where they're all at. And I started looking at these things, and I'm like, wait a minute here. These are where Starlink is? What does this look like to you guys? What does this look like, folks? Huh? What does this look like? How about a net? A fishing net? Christianity? A fish? Anunnaki use a fishing net to catch fish. Here's a big net. We are the fish. But I'm sure that's just coincidence, right? That's just a coincidence.
Skynet gets built. Who's responsible?
Skynet.
The man most directly responsible is Miles Bennett Dicey. is the Director of Special Projects at Cyberdyne Systems Corporation.
Why him?
In a few months, he creates a revolutionary type of microprocessor.
Microchips?
Go on. Then what?
In 3 years, Cyberdyne will become the largest supplier of military computer systems. All stealth bombers are upgraded with Cyberdyne computers, becoming fully unmanned. Afterwards, they fly with a
Drones?
operational record. The Skynet funding bill is passed.
Skynet.
The system goes online on August 4th, 1997. Human decisions are removed from strategic defense. Skynet
AI.
begins to learn at a geometric rate. It becomes self-aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Time, August 29th.
Artificial intelligence.
They drive
Drones.
into the truck.
Skynet.
Skynet fights back.
Yes, it launches its missiles against the targets in Russia.
Why attack Russia? Aren't they offensive?
Because Skynet knows that the Russian
Skynet.
counterattack will eliminate its enemies over here.
Jesus.
Getting it yet, folks? It's time to wake up.